In this episode, I'm going to tell you first about an outstanding guitarist and then play. There were many great guitarists in the 19th century, but one that stands out for me is Mario Giuliani. This is because he developed his own style. He was born in Italy in 1781 and died in Naples in 1829. I find it interesting that he was friends with Beethoven. In fact, Beethoven publicly acknowledged Giuliani twice for his participation in his Symphony No. 7, where he played the cello. His major contribution to the guitar is his notation. That is, we read on one staff, and we read the bass line with the notes lying down, and the notes going up are the top or the melody. And the rest in between is the harmony. For this piece I am about to play, I wish to point out a previous technique involving the P and the I, the thumb and the index. Remember this, well, this goes. In the last episode, we went over connecting the two scales together to make a 2-octave scale, like this. Now I wish to point out that since there are no open strings in this, that this scale is movable. That is, on your way down, move your second finger up to the next fret and you're going to C sharp now. Now you're still shifting because you're changing position with your first finger. If you notice, coming down, for example, see the first finger here, I'm moving it up when I do the shift. So you're still shifting. Then you can go from C, D, E all the way up to F. I choose F because it's one fret over the top where the neck joins, which is the 12th fret, so then you end up going one over. Now coming down, you're going to do the same thing. You're going to shift with your first finger and then hit with your second to start the next scale going down. So forth. And in the next episode I will show you different ways of playing this as well. We also began the first part of the Carcassi study. Now let me point out a few things again. We're starting out with for P and M, and I is always going to be laying over the G string. Up to this point, then we come on down to the C and go up with the A finger to the open E and rest it. And then here we come to the split, remember? So we're playing 3 notes and then we roll it. Now continuing, we're going to go up to E and G. So we're still splitting the finger, so we're still going to be resting with the A finger. Now the next measure is the equivalent of sliding these 2 down. Let's see how you just slide the 2 down. If you slid the 2 down, however, you would have this finger caught behind the nut. And you never want that. Bad enough we have the nut behind the guitar, you don't want your finger behind the nut. So we're going to change that to the first finger. Now you're saying, why would it bother if I have a finger back there? I have seen a student play something and he had his finger back here. He moved quickly, he caught it on the edge, ripped his finger, got blood all over his guitar. Just a rule, do not ever get a finger back of the nut. So we're going, I know it doesn't sound very good, but that's because it's a dissonance, and now we make the sound better because we resolve the dissonance. So it's E, G, G sharp and E flat, open D and F, on down to C. Now we go to D and G sharp. So they're on the 2nd and 3rd string, so now we're going to pick here. We're not going to be resting with the A finger now. And then we go on down to the C and A. And now we're going to catch the note E with the cross over our 3rd finger. Now for you who have been playing, you've been playing an A minor chord like this, 2, 3, 1. This time you're going to be crossing this over because the next measure we come up and put it on the top, and you already have a D7th chord. So then you are going, now we have 3 notes to pick, but we're going to pick these 2 on top and still have the I in the center. And the last finger that's left over is the 4th finger, and we're going to roll that to the G note there and the G in the bass. And then this is the slide where you change your finger and then you resolve it down to the C and the E. Now the next line is the D and the G sharp and B in the bass. Down and you do the crossover, and you put it up on top for the 3 notes, and then the last one you roll and then go down to the G. So far you have the whole thing like this. Start it over. This is the musical form of A, B, A. What I just showed you this time is the B. So you do A, B, A. Fernando Sor is another remarkable 19th century guitarist. He was born in Barcelona, Spain. Actual date is not known, but he was baptized in 1778 and died in Paris in 1839. He wrote over 300 works and of course was known as a great guitarist. And understand, at his time, the guitar was used mostly as an accompaniment instrument or looked upon as a lower class toy. Sor certainly changed many minds about that. You can find out much more on the web about both Sor and Giuliani, and I encourage you to do so. You should also look up the book, The Art and Times of the Guitar by Grunfeld. It is a good overview of the history of the guitar. The music I have selected of Sor is personal to me because this is the first piece that I got to play for my mentor, Narciso Yepes.